Well, I see we're all still here. By the way, is anybody missing any body parts? If you are, then stay tuned for Mary Shelley's classic, Frankenstein.
The wind howling outside my lonely home is my lonely companion. All else is quiet here as I sit by my window in the parlor, writing this document for the scientific world. Be warned, you doctors and scientists who come after me. Be warned that man must not experiment with the secrets of life. My experiments and experiences started at the University of Manchester, where I was studying natural history. It was after class on May 22nd, 1818, that Professor Waldman, my close dear friend Henry Clavel, and myself were in the laboratory at the university.
Victor Frankenstein, your persistence amazes me. Someday I shall sit at your feet and allow you to teach me.
Thank you, Professor Waldman. But the whole subject, the structure of man, has always been too clouded in mysticism.
Well, frankly, Victor, I prefer mysticism.
That's because you're a mystic, Henry.
Why, Henry's no more a mystic than I am. He just loves to avoid arduous work.
Oh, translating that means I'm lazy, Professor.
Well, if you prefer to put it that way, I rather think of you as a student whose nervous structure does not take kindly to natural history.
The professor's kinder to you than you are to yourself, Henry.
Well, if I worked as hard as you do, Victor, I should probably wear that same gaunt, sleepless look that you talk about.
Well, my experiment will be finished tonight. And then I'll manage the 8 hours sleep that other men manage.
A secret experiment that will be finished tonight, eh?
Well, then will you tell us exactly what you're doing in the basement at home?
I'll tell the whole world. As a matter of fact, I stayed after class tonight, Professor Waldman, to ask you to join me this evening in the basement of our place to watch the completion of my work.
Well, what about me?
Well, I don't think I dare invite more than one, Henry. And the professor's more interested in this type of procedure than you are.
I shall be delighted.
I'm just the best friend who never knows what's going on in his own home. That's all.
It's not that, Henry, but I thought you could entertain Elizabeth for me while the professor and I were at work.
Entertaining Elizabeth would be a delightful favor. Oh, man. You know, I think you trust me too much with her. Have you met Victor's fiancée, Professor Waldman? She's one of the most charming.
Yes, Elizabeth was one of the most charming, beautiful women I'd ever known. I'd been in love with her from the childhood, but even my love for Elizabeth couldn't dim my passionate zeal for the work I was doing. It was 8 o'clock that evening. Henry, Elizabeth, and I were seated in the parlor. Elizabeth was saying,
I'll be so glad, Victor, darling, when all this is over. If only you knew how tired you look.
well, the minute my work is done, successfully or unsuccessfully, I promise you, Elizabeth, we'll be married. Off to Switzerland before Henry has time to lock up this place.
But first, we must find out about the secret in the basement.
Well, Henry's being eaten up by curiosity.
Oh, I don't blame him. I'm suffering pangs of what's it all about, too.
Well, you'll both know soon. I wonder where Professor Waldman is. He's late.
He'll be here soon, Victor. Stop pacing the floor, darling.
I think I'll start my work downstairs. Send the professor down when he arrives, will you, darling?
Or we'll come down ourselves and take a look around, or will I turn into a pillar of salt for peeking?
Nobody ever turned into a pillar of salt for peeking, Beth. It was for looking back.
Nothing night off, right?
Yes, I thought jokingly of that paragraph in the Bible then, and she was turned into a pillar of salt. But what about a man who looks back? There's no ready reference for him or for me. I went downstairs to my laboratory on a little past 8 to open the door, and I started to tinker around to pass the time more quickly. My every sense was alive, taut, waiting for what was to come. I heard a knock on the door, which led me from my laboratory directly to the forest, which bordered Manchester. I looked out and...
Good evening, Victor.
Oh, did Elizabeth tell you to come down this way, Professor?
No, I found the entrance to your laboratory quite by myself.
Well, may I help you with your coat, sir?
No. You proceed with your work. Nothing like trivialities to annoy a scientist at work. Ah, there we are.
Follow me, Professor. In the back room here, and you'll see for yourself what this is all about.
Well, I feel I'm in for a most exhilarating evening. I wish I had more students fashioned in your mold, Victor.
Well, Professor, here is my...
Whoa! What's this? A full-size replica of a man?
Yes. Only he isn't full-sized. He's fashioned on a grander scale. I should say this creature, standing up, would be approximately 8 feet 2 inches tall.
Well, you should have been an artist, Victor. He's a perfect reproduction. What did you make him out of? Wood? Clay?
Animal flesh.
Flesh?
Feel him.
Oh, he feels like the body of a dead.
Or the body of a man who hasn't as yet been brought to life. This body is complete in every detail. Heart, lungs, teeth, even the fine nervous system.
Interesting, yes, interesting. Now, how about the brain cells?
Yes, adult brain cells. Well, he's quite handsome, don't you?
Well, each man his own taste. He's the best reproduction of a man I've ever seen, but actually his face is hideous. As a plastic surgeon, my dear Victor, I can't give you much credit. What do you intend to do with this Hulk?
You see this fluid here in this test tube?
Yeah?
I fill the hypodermic needle with it. And now I'm going to inject the full 8 ounces into the vein directly above his heart.
But why?
Why? Watch. You see, Professor, quite by accident, I stumbled on the secret of life. I've been bringing small one-cell creatures to life for quite some time.
The secret of life?
Within 30 seconds after this injection, this creature will live.
You're trying to play God, Victor! It's heresy!
It's science! I'm making a new race, by far finer than the present one, larger in structure, stronger, healthier, a race able to live on nuts and berries, with a greater capacity for feeling.
Victor, for the love of heaven, don't go through with this experiment. No man living has the right to tamper with the secret of life. You've created a monster on that floor. You've no idea what will happen if you go through with this.
Watch, Professor. The injection.
Oh, I only hope and pray this is a failure.
Can't be. His eyes moved. Watch him, Professor. Wow, he's like a baby. First realizing life. His hands touched the floor. His eyes are trying to focus on the world around him.
He's hideous!
Yes, he is hideous. I made his skin too much like parchment, I'm afraid.
Victor, get rid of that monster!
He's trying to stand up.
The mind is a twisted one. Have you kind of horror you let loose in England? I think humanitarian right is my Christian duty to do this now!
Put down that knife. Now, Professor! monster left my laboratory through the side entrance and into the forest, while carrying the incredibly mangled body of the professor with him. I rushed out of my laboratory after him, but the creature was faster than I, and he disappeared from view. I returned to my laboratory and destroyed all evidence of the creature's manufacture. I burned the blueprints from which I had made his body. And then, carefully, I locked my laboratory and went upstairs to join Henry Clattle and Elizabeth. I must have looked wild-eyed as I entered the room.
Oh, Henry, that's most amusing. You tell the best anecdotes in all of England.
Oh, you flatter me, Elizabeth.
Oh, Victor, you're through sooner than we expected.
Yes.
Oh, darling, what's the matter?
Didn't the professor show up?
Nothing's the matter. Just my experiment was a failure.
Oh.
But the professor?
He never showed up. Beth, Henry, I want to go away.
Of course, darling. We will as soon as Henry can get the house locked up.
I don't want to wait. I want to leave at once, tonight. Please, tonight, Beth. Get married before we cross the channel and then go to Switzerland.
Oh, but it's almost midnight now, darling.
What's the difference? Please, Beth, if you love me.
But why tonight, Victor?
Henry, you've no idea what I've been through. I have to get away at once.
Oh, of course, darling, if you insist. Anything you want.
And we'll be married before daylight. Darling, darling Beth. I know the minister and we can awaken. And so Beth and I were married that evening in a little chapel on the coast. Then the three of us fled to Bern, Switzerland. I refused to have anything to do with the civilized world. No newspapers, no word of home, just the peace and quiet of the Swiss mountains. Henry and Elizabeth both tried to learn of the events that had occurred in my laboratory that evening, but I never broke my silence on that subject. After the first tries, they refrained from making me tell them about it again. It was in the middle of the 4th month of our visit when Henry and I were sitting in the terrace of the little house in the mountains. Beth was out picking berries when Henry suddenly...
Oh, Victor, I'm your closest friend. I tried to keep silent about it, but, well, Victor, the day after we left England, I bought a newspaper.
Did you, Henry?
Yes, I saw this clipping on the front page. I couldn't very well miss it.
What clipping?
This one. The horribly mangled remains of Professor Waldman were found on Beckman Hill. The identity of the unknown murderer is being sought by Scotland Yard.
Poor Professor Waldman. I'd no idea.
Hadn't you?
No. You tried to save me, Henry.
You're leaving England so suddenly that very night. Your fear of being discovered. The secret experiment. Well, it all seemed to add up to some kind of strange connection with this clipping. Now, if you're in trouble, Victor, you can depend on me. I'll stay by your side.
I'm not in trouble. I'm just tired. Terribly tired.
And you know nothing of the professor?
Absolutely nothing.
He didn't come to our chateau that evening?
I told you he didn't. Then stop questioning me.
Victor! Victor!
We're out here.
I just had a horrible experience. Oh, darling, I'm so glad to see you.
You look pale, Beth. Sit down right here next to me.
What's happened, Beth?
I was walking in the woods not far from here, and I looked up and I saw a man, sort of a man, standing over me.
Well, men aren't so bad. If you happen to know the right ones, and you do.
I'm not joshing Henry. He wasn't exactly a man. He was twice the height of anyone I've ever seen, and his skin looked like dried parchment. It's incredible, but I think I've seen a monster.
Monster?
Yes, I ran away. He didn't follow me. He just stared after me, watching me. You do believe me, don't you?
A monster stared after you?
Oh, look! Look, Henry, Victor, through the trees!
again like an evil blot of flesh and bone, moved in the darkening twilight, and then suddenly, phantom-like, disappeared. Beth and Henry both watched me as I darted from the piazza after the disappearing creature on the backwoods. As I drew near to the heavily wooded section, giant footprints in the soft mud about me showed the path ahead. The sun was sinking in the west, and the last orange pinpoints of light needled my flesh until every sense within me was tingling with the expectations of seeing my living horror. Then I realized I was unarmed. Every crooked tree, each twisted branch which obstructed my path appeared to be his form. I heard the crackling of a branch and a moving form on the velvet moss.
I thought you'd come, Creator.
You!
Are you frightened, Creator?
You dare talk to me?
Please, don't turn away. Don't turn away from me, please. Victor!
Let me go!
I mean you no harm. I mean no harm to you. Listen to me, Victor Frankenstein. You must listen to me. You created me. You owe me that much.
I owe you nothing, murderer.
Why am I a murderer? Because you created a form so horrible, a face so distorted that no man can look upon me and call me friend. I am an outcast. You can save me.
Let me go.
Not until you hear my story. Sit down, Creator.
My arm. Let me go.
I wandered through the streets of London that first day. Children screamed in the streets, and people flocked together trying to kill me. And I was lonely and hungry.
How did you follow me here?
Not so long ago, I returned to my birthplace, the laboratory. I broke in and discovered your identity. First, I fled to Scotland and lived outside a cottage. That is how I learned to speak English. An old blind man was teaching a young French girl how to speak English. And I listened to the lessons from the open windows.
Now, what do you expect of me?
A companion! A woman of the same species, with my defects. One who will be my friend. This being you must create.
No, I'll not do it.
You must! Every man is entitled to a wife.
No!
Yes, you must. If you create her for me, I'll take her with me into the far wastes, and no one will see either of them ever again. Either of them, never, ever.
How will you live?
On fruits and berries. We'll manage together. Please, you cannot deny me this.
A mate. A monster's mate.
You will. You will. Oh, I swear I'll never harm another human. Never, never, ever. Creator, if you only grant me just one companion.
And if I refuse?
If you refuse, even a brain that you have made, Creator, might become twisted and distorted.
And so that night in the forest, I made a devil's bargain. I bargained to create a monster's mate. Perhaps another murderer. How could I know? The monster swore to live in the forest and wait a year or 2 years if necessary. And upon completion of my work, he would take his companion away. But if I broke my promise, he swore revenge. And so I started work. I searched Paris for the necessary equipment, built a shack in the woods about a mile away from our chalet. 3 months I worked, 3 solid months, shaping her, who was to be his mate. And then one night, it was windy outside, and I thought the wind had blown the door open when...
Victor, I'm sorry, I had to disturb you.
Is it Beth?
No, not Beth. She's fine and sends her love. It's the townspeople. Your activities have stirred up a lot of curiosity.
Ah, the fools!
Well, I can't blame them, especially after the rumors which have been going around. The rumors that... Victor, you know of the monster in these forests. You've known of him all along. People have seen him in connection with you. Mothers in the village are frightened for their children.
I know nothing.
Look, I'm only trying to help you.
I know nothing, I tell you.
But the men have banded together. They're going to make a raid on you here, to burn your laboratory down, and to find the monster who lives in these woods.
They can't. They mustn't.
What devil's work are you carrying on, man? I'm trying to help you. Oh, Victor, will you please let your friends be your friends?
Henry, will you go back to Beth and leave me alone?
Beth is safe at home. You're in danger, and I won't leave your side this night, my friend.
Then be prepared.
Prepared? For what?
You've guessed many of the reasons for my secrecy.
Then there is a monster.
At school, I stumbled on the secret of life. I was trying to create a superior race. I was a fool, and I created him instead.
Then he does live.
Yes, he lives.
Professor Waldman. What happened to Professor Waldman?
The night I created the monster, Waldman became frightened. Screamed, attempted to kill the creature. The creature, like a child, warded him off and then tore him to pieces in front of me. I couldn't stop him. The monster had killed before it had really begun to live.
And then what?
The monster left the basement through the side entrance, carrying the professor's corpse. I had no choice. I had to.
Then what are you doing with that creature now?
Fulfilling a promise. Follow me into my cabin and I'll show you. How soon do you think the council will be here?
Within 2 hours or so. They're meeting at the square in town. What? A woman?
Yes, a woman.